Well, the Brolin brawl may be nothing compared to the feud between Madonna and her brother. Showbiz Tonight can tell you that Madonna's brother is now getting slammed. This for his brand new tell-all book about his superstar sister. The just released book, it's called Life with My Sister Madonna, is now in 7th place on Amazon's best-selling new releases. With me tonight in New York, VH1 News host Janelle Snowden. Also tonight from New York, ethics columnist for BusinessWeek.com, Bruce Weinstein. Bruce, Janelle, welcome. Hey, once upon a time, we all know Christopher Ciccone was very close to his sister. He worked with her extremely closely during the peak of her career. And when I spoke with him just recently, I asked him if he felt he betrayed Madonna by writing this book. Take a look at what he said.
I don't think there's any element of betrayal here at all. It only, I believe, enhances her as a person. I am not knocking her off her pedestal. I'm gently helping her down and back to earth with the rest of us.
Helping her down and back to earth. Bruce, does Madonna need her brother to help her down and back to earth? Did he sell her out?
Well, Brooke, there's only one person in the world who can say that Madonna was betrayed, and that's Madonna herself. So since I'm not authorized to speak for her, I can say that when we talk about a betrayal, we're talking about the violation of a trust. And we trust our friends and our family members not to air our dirty laundry in public. And that's what appears to have been done here. We have two important ethical obligations in a case like this, to ourselves and to our siblings. And the way to honor both is to maybe write a book as a journal, but not to go public with it. That's ethically what the problem is here.
Christopher is adamant that this book is not negative about Madonna. Janelle, I read it, and there are some claims about Madonna and her behavior that are not flattering. What do you think? Did he throw her under the bus?
I completely agree with Bruce on this one. I mean, I've seen the interview, and in the interview he says that the book really isn't about her, it's about him. The title of it is My Life with Madonna, and there's no picture of him on the cover, the picture is of her. So if it really is about him and it's a memoir, then it's supposed to be a reflection on your life with, maybe a couple of tidbits about, growing up with her as your sister, but I think there's a certain level of respect and of responsibility that you're supposed to assume as a sibling, and I agree with Bruce in that he definitely crossed the line. I mean, if he were to write this book and call it My Life with My Sister, it'd be one thing. Let's see if it would sell, though.
And his picture, by the way, is on the back cover, but you're right, not on the front cover. And he does say his history intertwined with hers, which is why he had to include her. That's his explanation. But a lot of people think he's just trying to use her to make money, and I asked him about that as well. Take a look at what he told me.
I responded to that by saying I'm profiting on my own experience and my own history and my own work history with her. I didn't just I wasn't just going along for the ride, sitting at the back, hanging out in the bus and, eating at the lunch table. I was working.
His own history, he says, but from what I've read, he writes about Madonna's relationships, her work ethic, her marriage, and he says he didn't tell her that he was writing the book. Bruce, what do you think? Should he have just run this by Madonna first?
Well, ethically, that's really at the heart of all this. He did this without her knowledge or consent. And, our hearts go out to this man. Can you imagine what it would be like to have as your sister one of the most famous women and influential women in the world? I can't even imagine the pressure that would put one under. Nevertheless, we still have responsibilities to our siblings, even if they're famous. Celebrities don't give up their right to privacy just because they're celebrities. And so, ethically, this is a very troubling thing, and perhaps the way for him to have met his own needs, because, in his interview with you, the very first thing he said is, I wrote this for myself. Fine. Write it, stick it in a drawer, talk about it with your therapist, but don't betray your sister by going public with, this comes down to one very simple ethical rule.
10 seconds.
Don't air your dirty laundry in public.
10 seconds, Bruce. What should he do? Apologize? Take the book off the shelves? What should he do morally here?
Well, the cat's been let out of the bag. But, if the public is concerned about Madonna's right to be treated with respect, and they are fans of hers, as people are all over the world, then perhaps the thing is not to buy the book. I know it's a free market society, but if we care for somebody's rights to be left alone, then we don't play into that by contributing to
And so far, sales are moving briskly. We'll leave it there for now. Got to wrap it up. Bruce Weinstein, Janelle Snowden, thank you both for your insight.